hello, my friends. Hello, hello. Hello, my friends. How you doing? Hope you're doing really well. I'm Kat Miller, and in this session, I'm going to be sharing the simple tweak that makes your content more engaging. This is going to be really insightful for you. It's going to help you create content that stops the scroll and makes all the effort that you put into creating content worthwhile. So I'm going to show you a key ingredient that so many people forget to put into their content. And it's like a cake. If a cake is missing an ingredient, it flops, right? If your content is missing this ingredient, it flops. So welcome to this session. Before I dive in, please give me a hello in the comments. I always love to see that you're here. I really appreciate your engagement. It helps us create an interactive experience. It also helps you to retain what you're learning. So please engage throughout. And also when you engage, it helps a lot more people in this community to be notified about this video. So I am giving away a prize to one winner for engaging, which is a mini marketing makeover. A mini marketing makeover. I've been doing this for a while now. And the winner for last session, drum roll please, is Sina Carter. Congrats, Sina Carter. Thank you so much for engaging on my last Facebook Live video. So please send me a message on Facebook, Sina, and we can arrange your mini marketing makeover. So let me know that you're here. Drop an emoji or hello or something in the chat box so I can see that you are here, and let me know what you're enjoying about this live stream tonight. If you haven't already, grab a pen and paper because I am going to be dropping a lot of gems and you want to capture them, you want to write them down. So let's dive into the simple tweak that makes your content more engaging. If you're wondering, why is my content not getting more engagement? I totally hear you. It can feel like such a waste of time to go to these great lengths to craft a post or craft a great email or write a video script and then it hardly gets noticed. It can be super discouraging. Just give me a yes if this has ever happened to you so that we don't feel alone, because it's definitely happened to me a lot, and it's not the most fun thing. Hey Sarah, great to see you here. So give me a yes if this has happened to you, or you craft this email and then it barely gets opened. And there are a lot of reasons why our content doesn't always engage people. There are a lot of reasons. Sometimes it's because we just didn't post at the right time. We posted at a time where there's hardly anyone online, or sometimes it's just not relevant to people at this moment in time. But often people don't engage because of this one ingredient. And it's something I see a lot of people missing in their content. When you have this ingredient in your content, you increase your likability with your audience. It increases the amount of engagement that you get with your content. And it is this. I won't make you hold off any longer. I hope I've built up the tension enough, the curiosity. It's this, rapport. I'm sure you understand rapport. I'm sure you understand the importance of rapport. You probably use rapport skills every single day when you're dealing with people, and you're probably really good at rapport when it comes to your coaching and your conversations with people. In normal life, rapport makes sense. We've all heard of rapport. Most of us have it. Just give me a yes if you've heard of rapport. Just probably yes in the comments if you've heard of rapport. In normal life, using rapport comes quite naturally to us. But when we're sharing content, sometimes it's like we go into this other mode. And I need to think of a phrase for it, like a word for it. But put a yes in the comments if you've ever seen people go into almost like a different mode when they're sharing their content. When they're like their emails, you think, oh, that's not really how you talk, or you see someone's post, you think, oh, I know you, and it's not, it's like another mode. And we forget to include rapport actually in our content. And I see this all the time, which is why I wanted to do a video on it. And it seems so simple, but who agrees that sometimes the simple things are really easy to forget? Drop a yes in the comments if you find that sometimes simple things are really easy to forget. Most of us know what rapport is, But I'd love to invite you to ask yourself, how often do I sit down to focus on a piece of content and think about rapport, about building rapport in this piece of content? Because if we don't have rapport, people don't agree with us, people don't engage with us, and they definitely don't take action. Rapport keeps people coming back for more. It keeps people engaged. If we don't have it, our content can actually repel people. And marketing is about repelling the wrong people, but we don't want to repel the right people. We don't want to put off the right people. And this can actually really happen if we don't have rapport. Your audience doesn't respect you, and it's pretty much impossible. I would say it's pretty impossible to influence someone, and we want to be able to influence someone to take action if we want to use our content to actually invite people to take that next step towards us if someone doesn't respect us. So adding rapport to your content is a simple tweak you can make to get more people to consume your content and engage with it. And I'm going to unpack some ways that we can actually do this. Hey Lisa, great to have you. Oh, Sarah says telephone voice. Yeah, yeah, we get that telephone voice. Yeah, it's true. So we've got to remember that people see things through their own filters. I was talking about this on my inner circle call that I did just before this, where we don't always see things as they are. That means other people don't always see you as you are. And none of us see the world the same. We all take the information coming at us and we filter it. We generalize it, we delete it, or we distort it. And we do this to prevent overwhelm. Our brain is beautifully designed to get rid of information. So what can happen is that our brain can get rid of information if there's no rapport. So it's actually not so much about how valuable your content is. It's about how your audience perceives it. Because you can say, oh, it was really valuable. I taught 3 great tips. Why didn't people value it? Often it's because their resistance went up. Their filters went up. And we're constantly filtering. And when people's filters go up, they can't see the value. So it doesn't matter how much time you put into that, crafting that beautiful email or post or video. If their filters are up, they won't see it. It's like they're veiled. It's like their eyes are veiled. And if we don't have rapport, people can't accept the value. They don't see it. They don't receive it. And it doesn't matter how valuable it is, because they'll only accept the value if they see it as value. And they'll only see it as value if you have rapport. So if you miss this, your audience will close off. It's like it just falls on deaf ears. It raises the resistance. Who's found this? Like, think about you as a consumer. I'd love you to pop in the comments if you found this. Have you ever found that you have been put off by someone, by what they've said in their content, and you've just gone nah, and you've just scrolled by? Like, think about you as a consumer when your resistance got raised because of what someone said, the way they said it. So how do we make sure that our filters or how do we make sure that other people's filters aren't going up and stopping them from engaging? Saying, some people say, oh, you just need to say things like, I get it, I hear you, you're not alone. These are kind of statements that can help by being relatable, but people don't just want to know, I get it. It's like, show me that you get it. Prove that you get it. Prove that you've done the journey that I'm doing. Prove to me that you can be the guide and help me navigate that journey that I'm taking. Show me through your language, through your understanding, through the way you've organized your thoughts and ideas that you are the right person to take them on that journey. Like, where is the evidence? And if we want to get people to receive the value, there's a great question you can ask yourself, and you might want to write this down. What does my reader or my viewer need to hear? What does my reader or my viewer need to hear in order to see my content as valuable? What do they need to hear? And often they need relatability. They need humanness. It's how we make people feel, how our content makes someone feel. Like, do they feel understood? Do they feel like you get it? You want them thinking, she gets me or he gets me. We want them thinking that. So how do we build rapport into our content? Now, there's so many ways you can do it, and I could spend a whole day talking about this. And in fact, I actually am diving deep into this at my my one-day event coming up. So if you want to know about that, just drop in the drop the word course into the chat box. So I'm running a one-day course. It's live, and I'm going to be going deep into how to do it, all the mistakes to avoid, and really unpacking how to do it in my event. So the details are also in my bio. So you can just have a look on my bio and click the link, or just write the word course in the comments now and I'll send it to you. But in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways. I want you to start getting going straight away. Okay, so 3 ways that you can make your content more engaging. Number 1 is think about what engages you. Think about what engages you, because what engages you is similar to what engages your audience. It's like the golden rule, you know, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. So what do you like getting? If you don't like seeing content that's really preachy, that's really pushy, that's irrelevant, where you consume it and there's like 0 gold nuggets, where it's really obvious, where it's boring, or you watch a video when someone hasn't really organized their thoughts properly. If you don't like that, it kind of gives you a clue about what your ideal client is going to respond to. So if you're showing up and you're telling someone, you need to do this, you need to do that, without connecting with people first, it can be repelling. It can put people off. Rapport breaks down people's barriers. You know, it makes your content palatable. It makes people feel good. It actually makes people feel good. And something that really helps to infuse rapport into your content is to have a clear picture of your ideal client in your mind when you're creating content. Now, we've probably all heard that before, but how often are we actually doing it? I forget to do it. When you're creating content, imagine you are writing to one person, just one person, and imagine a real life person and imagine them receiving it. And it really helps you to make your content more engaging and appealing and connecting. The other thing that really helps is to read it out loud. Actually read it. Like for most of us, when we say things, it's more natural. It sounds more natural when we say things than when we write them. It's this other mode that we go into, like Sarah says, the telephone voice, where we go into this other kind of persona. And I remember the first time I did a Facebook Live video and I watched it back and I couldn't believe, it's like, who is this person? Like, who is she? And I call it video voice. It's this video voice where, and I'm probably doing it now, like it takes time to get rid of it. But you want to imagine that you're literally just sitting across from a friend at a cafe and sharing something with them. Now, obviously there's a line. You are performing to a point. Like I wouldn't speak exactly like this if I was talking to a friend, but you want to keep that in mind, because if you can infuse that kind of feeling of you're speaking to a friend, then it really does make a big difference. So that's number 1. So literally read your piece of content out loud. And one of the reasons people forget about creating rapport, about creating connection, is because they create content that kind of appeal to the masses, like to appeal to a group of people rather than just one person. Like they almost treat it a bit like a broadcast rather than, I like to think of it like a letter to a friend, because it's about creating trust and creating connection and about building an emotional bond with someone. Let me just do something here. Okay. All right. Number 2, if you're taking notes, number 2, wrap empathy around change. So let's think about this. What is valuable content? What is valuable content? We all hear about valuable content. So usually valuable content, it's content that reveals something that we didn't know. Like it shows us something new or something different. So in order for us to apply this to our lives and actually benefit from this piece of new information, it actually requires us to change. And the challenge is, how do we share a piece of content that invites change and shifts a belief and gets someone perceiving the world in a bit of a different way? Their guard needs to be down. There needs to be trust for that. So if you're inviting change, or if you're like challenging a way of thinking in your content, you want to wrap it in empathy, wrap it in compassion, wrap it in understanding. We want to show that we understand. It's not always easy to change. Show that you really relate to them as a human. Show that you get their frustrations. Show that you get that sometimes it's easier said than done. Show them that you get it. Like I said, you're the guide that can help them navigate through that journey because you've done it yourself. And you've become like the interpreter of the highs and lows in that journey. So that's number 2, wrap empathy around change. And then number 3, I love this one. Number 3 is be a trusted advisor, not just a teacher. So a trusted advisor, there's slightly different energy to being a trusted advisor. There's a great quote from the late Mac McCormack, and he said, all things being equal, people will do business with a friend. All things being unequal, people will still do business with a friend. So when someone feels like a friend, we're much more likely to engage in their content and just like them. Like we want to do business with people we like. And a lot of people think, as long as I'm teaching, then it's valuable. But we don't want to come across like a school teacher. Sometimes people have, and I can fall into this trap as well, of just teaching without relating and without sharing your own personal experiences. Because sometimes people have connotations with teachers. And when we go into teacher mode, we can kind of be perceived almost sometimes as a critic. Like you don't want to be that person that's pointing out what's like everything someone's doing wrong. Like I see posts where people are kind of telling people, don't do this, you need to do this, or quite strongly, sharing their thoughts without coming in like a friend, like a trusted advisor. Like think about how you feel when someone tells you things you're doing wrong. Think about how that makes you feel. So we need to craft our words in a way that really reaches the hearts of our clients, reaches their minds as well. But remember, we're always speaking to our soulmate clients. We're speaking to those real soul connected people. And so we don't need to, you want to show up and be valuable and be helpful. But people don't want to feel like they're consuming an ad. It's a delicate dance between being professional, but also being very, very warm, having personality. You still got to show you're a human being. You've got to be casual enough to build rapport, but you've also got to be professional enough to build trust. You've got to have those both. So a simple question you can ask yourself is, am I leaning more towards being too professional and being too formal, or am I leaning too much towards being too informal? Like, hey guys, I'm just rushing around. I've just been to the gym and something popped into my mind. I just wanted to share it with you. And you haven't really thought it through. You haven't prepared it. There's a time and place for those types of things, of course, but you also want to make sure that you're showing up in a way of like, I'm a trusted advisor. You can count on me to give you content that's really going to help you in your life right now. And recently I was on a dating app and I was having a conversation with this guy and he started to say things that were quite like he was trying to teach me when he hadn't even, like, he made a lot of assumptions. And I remember thinking, mate, I want a partner. I don't want a preacher. It's like he was telling me things and like trying to teach me things. And it's like, it totally lost that connection. And I just said that to him. I was like, oh, I don't think we're a match. Because it just puts you off when people get like that. And I know that it's not always conscious or intentional that we do it. So I wanted to bring it to your consciousness, just so that you can have that little filter as you go through and create your content. Just some really quick tips. There are so many different ways that you can build rapport. Obviously, I don't have time to go into all the ways of getting your content to be engaging and getting people to actually take that next step towards you to becoming a client. But in my free event that's coming up, I'm going really deep into how to do it. Like, I'm going to give you lots of specific examples and things to avoid and things to include to get that balance between the professionalism and your personality, how to create compelling content so that your marketing becomes easier, it becomes more enjoyable, and it becomes faster, that you can get clients from your content consistently. So I'm really excited to share it. It's called How to Attract Clients with Compelling Content. It's your final chance of the year to join me on Zoom for a live free one-day event. This event is for coaches and experts who want help to really be able to capture the hearts of and minds of your audience and attract truly aligned, soul-connected, aligned clients, not just sporadically but consistently. So if you want a content strategy that you can use to attract more of your ideal clients, just pop the word course into the comments and I will send you your free invite. I'll just send you a message. If you enjoyed what I shared tonight, you're going to love what I'm sharing at the event. So if you want to check it out, just pop the word course in the comments and I'll message you, or just send me a message with the word course and I'll send you your free invite. I hope you got a lot out of today. Thank you. Thanks for all your comments and likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here, and take care, my friends. And remember, the world needs your words. The world needs your words. So I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night, and I'll see you again online soon. Bye for now.